We remember them as children, playing in a yard, blowing out candles, taking their first steps. We held them as babies and watched them grow into airmen. We remember them as our fathers and mothers, when we said goodbye and tried not to cry, and then letting it all out every time they came home, crying when it finally sunk in that this time they weren't coming home. We remember them on our wedding days, our first dates, waking up together, and how they died in slow motion on a phone call or in a living room when we heard the words, "You might want to sit down." The reality is, nobody was ever killed peacefully in action. And knowing that will rip your heart apart when you think of someone you loved and still love, always, in their final moments on this earth.
Hi, everybody. I don't know if I'm frozen. This is Lori Egerter with Patriots Inside The Wire, and we are going to be introducing our new co-host, Staff Sergeant Neil Sparkman from the Air Force, and he is going to, here we are. Hi, Neil.
Good evening. How are you, Lori?
Good. Can you can hear everyone well?
Wonderfully. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure. Before we get started, I wanted to make sure that, Neil, you had the opportunity to go ahead and share this on Facebook so that anyone who knows you can go ahead and do that, which is actually what I'm doing right this second, because you can't really do it until the show starts. So if you haven't done that, go ahead and do it, Neil, because
It looks like I'm live.
it's one of those things that that Tracy always does, is right at the beginning of the show. We always make sure that your audience can see this. But we are so
Excellent.
grateful, number one, that you served, Neil, that you made that decision. So
Well,
watch over the flag, watch over our country. So I hear you're the new co-host.
well, I hear I'm working with you now. So
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
excited
so
about it.
it's an honor to be here. I've been quietly working in the background since around July in the foundation, and so through other items I've been working on with Tracy, our founder, she's asked me to come join the media team, and so I'm honored to be here. It was an honor for me to serve in the military, both as a military family member and eventually as a service member myself. I grew up in the military, deep military heritage in my family, going back about 4 generations, and you can probably see a bunch of them on the wall behind me over here.
I love
So
that. I love the wall.
yeah, so this is the memorial wall in my after hours bourbon bar at our home. So it's called the Broken Road, and so half of the wall is family over here over my shoulder, and then the other half on this side is friends,
Okay.
friends and neighbors. So we make a big deal out of inducting members onto the memorial wall. So every Memorial Day, we have a ceremony adding people to the wall, and so
Aw.
yeah, it's a good time. So I have plenty of military friends that are not on the wall because they haven't been here yet, but they'll be here soon.
So to be
So
on the wall, you have to actually visit Neil.
yeah, you actually have to come. So
And you have to
yeah,
drink bourbon also.
well, or just hang out.
I
My
just want to know,
apologies.
make sure, in case I ever come, although I'm not a
Yeah,
veteran. So
No, you'll be on the special side over here uh, for support. So, but yeah, so
Okay.
that's what that's all about, and it's all about the camaraderie and relishing the moments that we got to serve, and because we wanted to, and it's a deep part of character, and you know anybody that's been a service member knows exactly what I'm talking about with um, being able to go out and serve and have that lifetime bond to somebody, whether it's 6 minutes, 6 hours, 6 months, 6 years, 60 years since you've seen them. You pick right back up where you left off in most cases, and that's very, very special.
I would think so. We do this thing with the Tree of Valor called a warrior salute, or sometimes, which is for veterans that have passed on or fallen, or we do one, it's called the Not Your Chair salute. But the point in that remembers the 22 a day veterans. But what we do is we take veterans and ask them to participate in marching, and so in part of a whole detail. We have someone who leads the detail, and sometimes it's someone from our team, sometimes it's someone that we just meet at an event, and it is always breathtaking to me to see how we've never had anyone, I don't think, from Space Force, but from all the other branches. You take all these veterans and it's usually 22 of them many of them don't know each other. We assemble you, and in a conversation that I'm not really privy to, they pick one person from the group, they assemble themselves, and they create this detachment, and then marches up. And you would think you had all been together. They march up, they say the name on a picture, they put it on a chair or on a tree, and then they all march in line and they salute at the same time. And I know for a fact that many of you use different verbiage when you are doing this in your individual branches, but collectively, you still all fall in line as if you had been doing it together. And it's just so inspiring for me to watch. And even though sometimes I see people are nervous, when it's over, there's like this glee almost, where you all went back into the service for 5 minutes. One, because you just honored one of your own, right?
Right.
But because you served. And 3, because it's like you went back in the service for a couple minutes.
Couple
right?
minutes. That's all it takes.
And it's what I thought would be triggering maybe for people has turned out to be a very healing experience for veterans, that when we do repeated events every year, they look forward to participating in it for, maybe other reasons I don't even know about. Right. But, yeah, but it's just like what you had just said. It's something that I can't
You
ever
can't explain it.
comprehend the feeling of, because I don't. No, not at all. So I did want to ask you, you had sent me a message, and, because I'm a civilian, sometimes I'm embarrassed about things I don't know about, but I don't marinate in embarrassment. Instead, I dive into, what does this mean? So your text message to me was that your family was in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and you did Southern Watch in 1995. Tell me what that
Yeah.
was.
So Southern Watch was when after the Gulf War had pretty much subsided, and Desert
Okay.
Storm, and it was the cleanup and patrolling of that area still in after the war was over. So that was a brief exercise for me because I was flying cargo airplanes. I was with cargo airplanes. We fly in with supplies and leave, go back to Germany. But so I participated in some movements there.
Okay. I had never heard that Southern Watch.
Yep.
So I just wondered what that
Yeah,
what
that
that
was about
actually
as
meant.
close to action that I got during my service. And Bosnia happened during my time in the service, but I never participated in it. Um, I was a pretty lucky guy in that regard, just maintaining airplanes far away.
So we have a nephew who did, he's in the Air Force. His mother was in the Air Force. I think even his dad. We have a big military family, but he specifically did, I think, like aviation repair. I'm not, I apologize, I don't know the exact terminology, but um, his mom was in the service. Oh my gosh, I want to say from when she was 18 till we're the same age, and I'm 56, and it was just like a couple years ago that she retired. So, but
She did
yeah,
reserve service for quite a while afterwards.
no, she was in the Air Force like I think the entire time.
Yeah.
So she was an officer, of course, and
Well, that explains the longevity.
she also
And
did flight. Oh my gosh, she was a flight nurse. So she, made those horribly sad trips to, Afghanistan or Iraq, one or the other, during the global war on terror. And, brought, yeah, I said that. My husband's like, flight nurse. That's his sister. And she was
yeah,
a flight nurse.
medevac. Yeah.
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 And did
So
this.
when I worked on the C-141, I worked in the configuration shop. The last 6 months I was on active duty, and we reconfigured the cargo airplanes, the C-141 Starlifter, to medevac missions, where we put in stanchions with beds, hammocks, so to speak. And they're called litters, and you have oxygen and all other sorts of things running there, and they put the injured troops on there to medevac them out of the theater back to, in most cases, to Germany, from where we were at that time, the Landstuhl, Germany, to the major army hospital, and uh, and also over to Ramstein Rhein-Main. So major repairs were done there, and then once they got the soldiers to a better state, they'd eventually move them to Walter Reed or to San Antonio for
Well, I'm
further care.
hoping now that you're a co-host that I can convince her to come on the show.
Well, we'll bring her on. I'll convince her. I'm pretty convincing. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's the medevac mission is something that will tear your heartstrings out, both as just you're trying to save lives, and the mission is one that uh, is necessary. It's so heart-wrenching when you see soldiers that are in very, very poor state, um, limbs missing, big wounds, and the triage is just ongoing. And the professionals that are doing that work um, they go about it in such a professional and caring manner that it is incredibly um, amazing to watch.
Yeah,
Um,
when we first started this, of course, the global war on terror was still happening, right? And
right.
I remember, I was telling her, oh, we're going to put pictures on trees and this and that. And she's like, I think, and she didn't know exactly what we were doing. And to be honest, we didn't know what we were doing either. And I didn't really necessarily, because it was just starting, really know what God's plan was for the project. And I didn't know when I said, oh, we're going to put pictures on trees. She let me know right out of the gate. She's like, that would be triggering. And so it let me know you can put pictures on trees of veterans or service members, but don't put like scenes of things on there,
That's
right?
correct.
And I didn't know that. Like, how would I mean, I guess common sense would tell you that, but common sense isn't common. It's like, it's the stupidest statement ever to me. Because what's common sense to somebody, one person, isn't to another if it's not your experience, right? As a
Right.
storyteller, you think you're just telling a story, because I wasn't deeply involved in it at all. When you are not a veteran, you cannot know what it
You
feels
know,
and what it feels
you
like.
can't, but there's also an unspoken etiquette to it,
Hmm.
and that's really hard to describe. Um, the etiquette of remembrance and memorial go hand in hand,
Hmm.
and you always want to let's see, we've got a question here. Neil, tell us about your family background for the Memorial Day weekend. Okay. I'll get to that next. So with the um,
Etiquette.
remembrance and memorial, it's about the remembering the good and valuing the person's contribution to service,
Hmm.
and that's why it's always painted in a positive light, so that the closure for the families is there
Right.
in some cases, and then the people that are still alive that are on your memorial trees, that it's to remember the good times,
Right.
um, the camaraderie, the battles, the what we did to serve, you know, the the voyage, so to speak. So does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. No. And I appreciate it when she told me that, because I wouldn't have known. Right. And
Right.
I know now, like after doing it for a while. But um,
Yeah.
so the question that she was asking about the Memorial Day.
Yeah. So Resilient
Yeah.
Patriot asked me about my family background and what Memorial Day means to me. So uh, I grew up in the Air Force. I was born on Castle Air Force Base in California, Merced, California. It's now closed, a closed base. And my father was active duty Air Force avionics on the aircraft. That's electrical systems for communications, navigation, autopilot, flight instrumentation. Um, and uh, we I grew up a military brat, so I have two younger brothers, and lived all over the world for a majority of my childhood. Dad retired when I was 14, and we went and down here to the Mansfield, Texas area in 1988, and I was in eighth grade, and so I did high school here locally, and I was an athlete. Dad went to work for Bell Helicopter, working on the V-22 and building it, and it is now a military helicopter. Quite a few in the Marines and the Air Force. And so my dad retired after 24 years of service, and then went on to continue serving uh, his country through building helicopters. And I did not want to immediately join the military. I had visions of going to college and becoming an accountant of all things. Um, and my life changed for me when I was a senior in high school. I got in a really horrible car wreck, and any thoughts of even being an athlete at a college level were done for me. And so I had alternate plans for delayed entry into the Air Force, and I actually ended up taking those. So I joined the Air Force in November of '93, and went through basic training and graduated a few days after Christmas in 1993. Best Christmas ever. Taco Cabana on the Riverwalk in 1993. Uh, and then seeing the family. And then I went on to my technical training And I got stationed in Northern California at Travis Air Force Base, working on the C-141. Uh, some of the best years of my life, being drug around an aircraft by mentors and learning. And I was thirsty. I wanted to be a sponge. And there's a Air Force Reserve guy that I was with quite a bit. His name was George Duncan, and he would tell me, "Come on, boy, we're getting to work." And he drugged me around the airplane, literally drugged me. And little did I know how much I was going to learn from that guy. And
Wow.
some of the things that he taught me still stick with me today, in my professional aviation career. I left active duty in 1997 and came home to Texas and joined the Texas Air National Guard for another 4 years. And I separated in 2001, October of '01. And I was newly married, and I was sweating it because 9/11 had just happened, thinking that I was going to end up being activated. And luckily, I was not activated, but I would have went for sure. Um, Parts of our unit were activated with aircraft to support, but I didn't. But my career in the Air Force, both as a kid and as a airman, have really shaped my um, thought processes and how I believe in process and procedure. And process and procedure in aviation maintenance is everything for safety. And the Air Force taught me how to read and understand. And instead of blowing past keywords, it's taking the time to do things the right way, and owning up to the accountability that's involved there. And I take what I do very seriously. I'm trusted with $250 million assets for my clients, and
So
we
that
have
was
a
going to lead
very
me to my next question is what, right. And that led you
yeah,
into what
what
you
I
did
do today.
afterwards
So
then?
yeah, so today, I was a crew chief in the Air Force, which is a very generalized subject in the Air Force. You're responsible for crewing the aircraft and leading all the disciplines that work on the aircraft, whether it's electrical, engines, hydraulic, environmental systems, uh, all of that. So you know a little bit about everything, but you're not a master of any. And so that made me a well-rounded technician. And when I when I went into the civilian world and achieved my FAA licensing, I took that knowledge and applied it to several different areas. And the thing about aviation is you could be a licensed technician. You may never actually, depending on the path you choose, you could quite possibly never touch an aircraft if you decide to go administrative, but you're
Oh,
licensed.
oh,
You could
okay.
quality assurance, but I've chosen that path of being hands-on and
Your hands
administrative.
dirty.
Yeah. So I enjoy going out on the aircraft and flying with the aircraft. I just recently completed a 5-week trip with an aircraft that we manage. Had a lot of fun, but I was ready to be home.
What was involved in that?
Pre-flighting, pre-flighting the aircraft, working discrepancies, turning the aircraft over to the flight crew, and then on this particular aircraft, I was actually the flight attendant as well, serving the passengers.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so wearing formal attire during the flight, serving the passengers. So yeah, it's an executive aircraft that I've been working on. So yeah, quite nice. Um,
So
but
your company does exactly what?
my company Goer OMX, which Chief, you can show the picture of me with the service emblems behind me. Um, the we perform aircraft maintenance and modifications. So primarily we are avionics, meaning flight instrumentation, communication systems, autopilot, in-flight entertainment, um, satellite communications, Wi-Fi. So this is our company, and it happens to be a Red Friday. I'm wearing a red shirt, and we change our logo to red. That logo is normally blue, and you'll see the service emblems there. So we support veterans in our business. 70% of my workforce is veteran. Uh,
Nice.
all branches that are shown on the wall are in our organization today. So I'm
So
very
I didn't
proud
see
of
Coast
that.
Guard on there.
What's that?
I didn't see Coast Guard on there.
We don't have one yet. We no coasties.
Okay. Okay. That's what I thought. So
Yeah, no coasties, no Space Force yet, but we'll get there.
you have to have those to get up on the wall. Okay.
Yeah. So,
That's an
but we
incentive.
take a lot of pride in that. And Tracy is asking, is there something coming up that we can get involved with? I don't know. So she's poking.
Yeah, she's spoken. She
s-
wants you to talk about that.
yeah. So coming up through the foundation, Sergeant Two Step Foundation, we have the Sergeant Two Step concert series that is going to launch here in the next few months. Over the next 12 months, we will hit between 8 and 12 military bases across the continental United States, and we will be performing a USO style tour. Uh, a portion of those artists will be singing will be veterans that are involved in our foundation. So
Mhm.
we have veteran artists that are from all different branches of service, all different genres of music. And so we will be serving that program. And right in the center of this logo that was just up, you'll see Patriot Fest. And
Mhm.
Patriot Fest is the name of our major concert tour that is coming to light. And we're really proud of that. We're hoping to really make a big presence in Veterans Day of 2026. We'll be making a really big presence here in Texas. Stay tuned for that. Um, but our hopes are to hit several major military bases. We will be at Fort Hood to launch the concert series in the spring. So stay tuned.
Yeah, I heard they're very interested in getting you there at Fort
That is
Hood.
correct. Yeah, we've had some wonderful meetings so far, and it's going to come together quickly and nicely. And there's 100,000 troops on that base.
Wow. And from what Tracy had said, there's some really nice um venues, not the right word, but there's a certain, and maybe she can enlighten us to what she was exactly
Right.
referring
So
to.
there is a theater area, so to speak, that we will be
Like an
using, and then there,
amphitheater kind of thing.
yeah, amphitheater type, and then that's Tracy, our president of the Sergeant Two Step Foundation, Gold Star Mom. Uh, so we do have an amphitheater, and then there's also a hall there that we will be using as well that has a lot of history attached to it in remembrance.
Okay. Yeah, she's talked to me about that, about bringing the trees, and we're very excited about that. We actually do even have a Fort Hood tree
Yeah, so it'll be
gathering.
the Tree of Valor Roadshow, right?
Kind of, yeah, that's what she
Yeah,
says. So, um, Neil,
yeah.
it is known
So,
that fallen active duty service are not allowed programs per person. What does that mean?
okay, so with the Sergeant Two Step Foundation, our primary mission is veteran support. Well, even more as a part of our mission is Gold Star families. And for those of you that are listening that don't know what a Gold Star family is, a Gold Star family is the people left behind when a service member dies in service, and you're known as a Gold Star family. Well, typically what happens during the initial process of the service member dying is that there's support for the families for the first 90 days. And when during that time, you're coming up with all the arrangements for the memorial service and things of that nature, the return and closing and all the things required to separate the service member from active duty. And once that process is over, you're pretty much forgotten about by the military. It's not that they don't forget about you; it's that they can't do anything else. So, our mission at the Sergeant Two Step Foundation is to support those Gold Star families, and there's an overwhelming stat that service members killed 70% of the service members killed uh, on active duty are between the ages of 19 and 24.
Wow.
And out of that number, greater than 60% are single. And out of that number, a majority out of the total number of service members,
Mm.
greater than 80% of those people still have younger siblings at home, school aged, whether it's elementary, middle school, high school, they're still at home. And so one of the things that we focus on um, is supporting those siblings. And there's a program called Guitars for Vets out there, and Lori, I think you're
I've
probably
heard about.
familiar with that one. That's a fantastic program that's supporting
Yes,
PTSD
I am.
for veterans. So what we're starting is a very similar program called Guitars for Stars,
Hmm.
and it's a very similar program to where the it's music mentorship um, through Guitars for Stars, supporting therapy. So you have music therapy along with music mentorship, so that the you're allowing the siblings to talk, because some of these kids are don't know what they're really feeling. They just
It'd
know
be
that
neat
they've
if you could
lost
actually
their.
match those kids up with a veteran musician.
We've got several musicians that would be willing to do that. It's just putting the conduit together to support that. Um, we have probably about 40, I believe it's about 40 veteran musicians right now that are active, um, that we know of. And, music is certainly medicinal. Um, and, you know, it, this whole situation is one that we're taking very personally, and we're going to do the matchup and get people into the best situation that they can be in to to start the healing. And our very own Gold Star mom here, Tracy, her son Cash is Sergeant Two Steps younger sibling, and he has benefited from guitar therapy, and it's proof and that it does work. And we're looking forward to further developing this program and putting a big process behind it.
Oh,
And it's going to take
that's
volunteers, and it's going to take a lot of volunteers to make it happen. It's going to take sponsorship, and we do have some of both. We've just got to continue raising the bar, spreading the word,
well. The
getting
thing
the
is, this
interested
is the
parties
year.
involved.
This is the year for that. Like because it's America 250, you're not going to have another year. You're not going to have another opportunity to be
No.
part of this. And this is actually a good time um, to actually hear that song that Tracy wrote and sang, and it's beautiful. So I think that William, I think our chief is going to let us hear that
Yeah.
um,
Let it rip.
because it's let it rip.
250 years, and we're just getting started. 250 strong, red, white, blue, still shining true. Freedom calls, we see it through. 250 loud, me and you. 250 red, white, blue, still standing true. Veterans proud, we see it through. 250, me and you. 250, stand up proud, raise that flag. Say it loud. For the ones who gave, we carry them now. 250. Oh, thou loud. Boots hit dust, oath went down. Still the best, damn hard around. Some came home, some stayed away. We live free, they paved the way. That flag still flies 'cause they stood. We rise again like we should. 250 red, white, blue, still standing true. Veterans strong, we see it through. 250, me and you. 250, stand up proud, staying loud. For the ones who fell, we carry them now. 250, 250, 250. Oh, thou loud. Breathe the names, hold the line. Gave it all, now it's our time. Raise your voice, way past the sky. 250 red, white, blue, still shining true. Veterans strong, we see it through. 250, me and you. 250, stand up proud, say it loud. For the ones who fell, we carry them now. 250, 250, 250. Oh, thou loud. We rise.
Very nice.
I love that song. So Tracy doesn't know this yet, but we had our Tree of Valor America 250 kickoff on. She just showed the flyer for that, and we actually that one, and we actually started our event with that song. Kind of as the 5 minutes to as a full house, every seat was taken. It was very exciting. We were actually overbooked, and then during what we did is we actually did an entire showcase of our history from the American Indians and Native Americans up till the Civil War. And at one point, and we had a Native American who told a story, and we did a skit with a Paul Revere skit with reenactors, and we did a story about John Burns who served in 3 wars, and Harriet Tubman presentation was a beautiful song. It honestly, then we ended with a Buffalo Soldier story from Lieutenant Colonel. But then we ended with a warrior salute that I had talked about before, where we had all of these veterans, 9 decorated veterans who all marched up, and with a picture of someone who had served, one person from each of the 12 wars. And they would say the name on the picture. They were all in their own detachment. Lieutenant Colonel Clark led the detail. But we played Tracy's other song. I want to say, what is it called, Tracy? Raise It Up? We played that right before the salute. And it was like Tracy was there. It was so great. It was awesome. It was so perfect. And then they played I wish we would have had a videographer so she could have seen it. And so I have little smidgens of it, but I just wanted Tracy to know that she was at our kickoff and it was so well received. Like the commissioners were there, they from the city, they wanted us to take it to the schools. It was just, and we're going to continue doing these showcases all throughout the year. Making
On a
it
monthly
different.
basis?
Pretty much. Yeah. So we're super excited about it. So the next one will be, and so we mixed Black military history with that because it was February. And the next one will have, be more Vietnam focused for March. And it will continue that way throughout the year. So I feel like never been so excited because, ever since I was a kid, I still remember 1976.
That's awesome.
My favorite year of my actual childhood was that year. I've been this little patriotic soul literally forever. So this is just the most exciting year to me.
Well, we appreciate your patriotism, and you live in a great patriotic state as well. North Carolina is fantastic.
We do.
So love that, and I want to put a couple shout outs. Want to put a couple shout outs out there. Miss Jan Woolsey, hello, good to see you, and Brian Perry out in Kentucky, great seeing you on here. Thanks for joining us tonight. So
we also have to do a shout out to Lexi. You might not know this, Neil, but every single show, little Lexi is the soul of the Tree of Valor. The veterans and the first responders, law enforcement, that's the heart of it. But Lexi's the soul of it. And she is every single week, just waiting and watching. And she absolutely loves it. She so disappointed when it's not on. And so we always give Lexi and her dad a shout out. And our team.
That's awesome.
The Tree of Valor has the best team.
Well, we've got a great team here at PITW as well. All working behind the scenes tonight. So thank you everyone for pushing the show. I do want to put a huge thank you out to Heroes Media Group, our broadcast partner. So thank you for putting the studio together for us and allowing us to get this out on air. And as everyone can see across the bottom here, we're live on YouTube, Facebook, X, Heroes Media Group, Twitter, iHeartRadio, and Spotify, and we do have Apple Music coming up, and eventually we will have Roku live on air. So I'm very, very excited about that. Miss Teresa Ramey with getting out to see the Tree of Valor, it is breathtaking. So Teresa, thank you for your service, and for those of you that don't know, Tree of Valor, the hall is in Burlington, North Carolina. And if you make a visit out if you make a trip out to the Piedmont Triad, that would be Greensboro, Winston-Salem area, get out there and see it. It's worth the drive.
Teresa was actually one of our very first volunteers.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, she's known us from the very beginning. So and this gallery is very different than the one that Teresa worked at with us, because there's over 100 trees in this gallery. We're talking like 12-foot monster trees.
Yeah. How many square feet's the gallery there, Lori?
Well, it's a couple thousand square feet, but part of it is actually like a stock room area where we keep extra trees. We have offices. So it's our headquarters.
Sure.
It's just a large portion of it is a gallery where we prepare, and then we have camps all over the country as well, from California to Minnesota to Alabama, Louisiana, Virginia.
You're starting to sound like God.
Yet. What?
You're starting to sound like the Lee Greenwood song, "God Bless the USA."
I know, right? Yeah. So the goal is to have a tree in every state. That's the goal. It
Absolutely.
Really is. Especially for American 250.
Where's the tree in Texas?
That's a real problem, isn't it?
Well, here, I'm going to show you my tree.
You need to get me a tree.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, it's not decorated veteran wise. It's a liquor tree, but I'd love to put something there for you.
Tracy's behind.
Yeah. Well, we'll make it so. We'll get one here.
Okay.
So, all right.
Okay.
So, let's see
I
here.
do want
We
to talk about
have
next week. Next week, by the way, our guest is
yes,
Valerie Ward. She is a Black military history curator at the Tree of Valor. And she is going to be talking about Vietnam as well, because March, for us at least, I know it's Vietnam Veterans Day on March 29th, but for us, it's Vietnam Veterans Month at the Tree of Valor.
correct.
So
So
her dad was he did 3 tours in Vietnam. He was Army Airborne. So she is going to be our guest next week in the gallery. We're very excited about that. So
no, I'm looking forward to spending some time with Valerie next week and talking about her service and what her memoriam looks like as well with the Vietnam Memorial. You know, my father was Vietnam era, and it's crazy to me how we're losing a lot of Vietnam era people now, and it's going quickly, and so it's amazing to me. I saw recently where the last known World War II survivor passed away at the age of 106.
they say that, but I have to tell you how many times, like I know there's more than that. Like as far
I
as
think
World War
so
II,
too.
there is, because I know them. There's one in my town, so I know they always say, "Oh, the last one," and I'm like, "Nope, not till Good
Yeah,
Shepherd, not till
yeah,
like I can give you a list of them." Right? So I don't know why they always say that. Right? I actually know
yeah.
I know a
Well,
state veterans home in
is it
Black
fake
Mountain,
news?
North Carolina. It has several of them,
Sure.
true ones. Like they've written books. They're hardcore. Like they were in the deep
Yeah.
of it.
So we are getting very close to time here.
Yes, we want to play the last song.
Play the last song and then move on to closing this thing out. All right.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm walking through changes, I'm standing here now. Life, love, our country, the stories they tell of heroes who served and never came home well. Two flags flying high in the sky. Oh, glory waves, don't tread on me right. The price of our freedom was written in blood. We lift up their names, we honor with love. Rise it up!
Okay. Raise it
Okay.
up.
I'm going to do a little shout out here, Neil.
Okay.
At the end of the show, every week during Tracy's song, because I love that song like so much, I want to invite people to send us a photo of their heroes. It can be fallen, it can be active duty, because we won't put names. You can't put names of active duty. And at the end of the show, with her song every week, we put up their photos. It's such a, like, I have this visual of troops from all over, right?
That would be amazing.
It would be. So this is the first shout out that, like, Mike or Jan, whoever, send us those
Yeah.
photos. Tree of Valor, your photo. We'll put it on a tree, right? You just send it to our email and we'll honor them on a tree, but we will put their photo on the podcast at the end of the show.
Absolutely. And
That would be
don't
so
worry
great.
if you don't hit it in time, we'll get you on the next show.
Yes. Yes.
And we will make sure that we will try to respond and say when we will broadcast that picture. We'll do our best to do that. So our staff here at Patriots Inside the Wire. So Jan, I might see you in Bossier on Saturday. So Jan is actually related to me through a couple generations of cousins, and her daughter is actually singing in Bossier City on Saturday night. So I might be out there to watch that show. And if I'm there, I want a picture with your stepdad. So so we can get it on the show. So
And you
that'd be
realize
awesome.
he also would go on your tree.
Yeah. So very, very cool. So yeah, Uncle Mike, thanks for joining us tonight.
Oh,
So
look at that.
yeah, that is my wife's uncle out in Arizona. So that's awesome. So Lori, I'm really looking forward to spending time with you throughout 2026. And
Me too. I'm excited. I'm very
yeah, we're gonna have a
excited.
good time here. Talk about all the issues, friends, families, comrades, colleagues. If you have any subjects that you'd like us to talk about, veteran memorial related, veteran music related, let us know. Send me a DM on Facebook or Instagram. Uh, you can find me. I'm out there. And then be glad to do it. Or you can hit us at Sergeant Two Step Foundation at gmail.com, and that'll get to us as well. So, we're really excited about what we're doing here at PITW and what we have going on in Sergeant Two Step Foundation for 2026. Want to put a shout out to our team, Miss Gloria Garcia out in Miami, Chief running behind the scenes tonight on production. Of course, Miss Tracy Two Step. And Lori, thank you for your contributions to the organization. Really excited about where we're going and what we have coming up. So, friends, if you'd like to be on the show, reach out to me. And as always, I'd like to end the show with a thank you for your service. And if you need somebody to talk to, give us a call. If you're urgent, dial 988, please. Get the help you need. We're here for you. Let us know that you're okay. So we love you all, and
We see you.
we see you. Yeah, absolutely. So I think with that, I'm out.
I'm out.
Yeah, take us away, Chief.
Red,